Hello and welcome. I'm Shadow Coast, and in this video, we are going to review what is King Arthur Knight's Tale. Well, the short version is this is a tactical turn-based game set in Avalon, so alternate reality that's more mystical, and we're playing as Sir Mordred. We have decisions to make as we restore Camelot. Do we take it for ourselves and rule through tyranny, or do we take the righteous path to restore it to its former glory? We can also have to make decisions between favoring the old faith versus the Christian faith. So this takes place, and part of this game, also being an RPG game, is making decisions. And the most impactful decisions we make can be summed up looking at the morality chart. So on the x-axis, we have rightful and tyrant, and on the y-axis, we have the old faith and Christian faith. And effectively, we will make concrete decisions, which you can see here. They're events that you keep track of that show you the decisions leading up to what directions you're going. And based off these decisions, we will head one direction or another. And as we head that direction, we unlock different decrees, which we'll talk about, and more importantly, heroes that we can recruit to our round table to fight on our behalf. So morality is a really interesting component to the game. There are these concrete decisions that you can make throughout the game that will impact the heroes that ally with you, and then unlocked heroes or quests that you can take on, decrees, and then other bonuses. So that is the first element of this game, is deciding on morality. It's actually kind of nicely balanced, and I like how it's tied into the story. Which brings me to the next element. This is a story-driven game, and while it's somewhat linear, it does provide enough variability to make and create your own destiny. So it is that perfect mix of being story-driven and not just completely open world, while simultaneously allowing you the flexibility to make your decisions and play the way you want to play. So let's take a look at our heroes. We are playing as Sir Mordred, and we will unlock different heroes as we go. Each hero has different skills, and as you level up, you can apply skill points to unlock those skills and buff those skills and your hero accordingly. Now, when it comes to loot, this game strikes a nice balance because it is an endless loot upon endless loot. So there isn't a lot of sorting, which I like, but there is variability, right? So the weapons we decide to put and equip will have different components that synergize nicely with our abilities. So you can see here, a hero really has 4 items: armor, weapon, trinket or ring, or ring, um, I call it trinket and ring, or jewelry, and then kind of stone or another slot for, I guess we could call trinkets there. So that's nice, and then we can have potions and other modifiers. So we have 2 slots, so we have to equip this before we go out into battle or out on a mission. We can use this, so make sure that you equip your items that you'll need. So heroes are interesting because you have skills, you have your kind of items, but then we have this loyalty. And effectively, we can generate loyalty by doing different things, one of which being is looking at morality and assuming we're heading in that same morality direction, we're going to gain loyalty. Now, it's not impossible. Let's say there's a loyalty that's antonym or different from the direction we're heading. In that case, we're still okay because there'll be other aspects that will allow us to generate loyalty. So there are events, but then there are also positions within Camelot. So one of the things that I like to look at, and one of the aspects of this game which is nice, is that we are rebuilding Camelot. And while either we're rebuilding it for the right reasons or we're rebuilding it for our own power, either way you will be building or rebuilding Camelot, creating or reconstructing different elements that will allow you to do different things. So for example, hospice allows us to recover vitality, which we'll get to in a minute, or the cathedral will allow us to heal injuries, which you can sustain in battle. So here we suffer HP damage is doubled. This is really bad, so we're going to want to heal it quickly. Now for any of these buildings, we can have upgrades, and some of these upgrades are linked to the morality chart. Some of them are independent of the morality chart, And that brings us to resources. There are two primary resources we gain on our journey. The first being gold, and the second being building resources. We use both gold and resources to reconstruct and purchase enhancements to buildings. We also use gold to purchase different weapons or items that we can also sell at the merchant shop. Now, one of the things you can do is you can assign heroes to different positions. So in this case, we have Mordred assigned here because items we sell gain 10% more gold. We want to do that. One of the things that I always recommend doing is when you're looking at your unit or your hero, read the traits, because you're going to see something and call it, I think, light yellow, and that'll tell you where this character will excel if you assign them. So Mordred really excels on the training ground because he will grant extra XP after every mission. We haven't built the training ground yet, but when we do, we'll assign Mordred there. Now, I skipped over, coming back to loyalty, there are positions that you can assign characters to generate loyalty. And as you can see on the unit card, we want high loyalty because we gain benefits to, from increased damage to additional action points. If we lose loyalty, they'll not perform as well in combat, so keep that in mind. The other aspect to think about heroes is we only have so many slots at our round table, and then we can have aspirant heroes. So basically, if people join us, they will go to the aspirant heroes, assuming we don't have space in our round table. Now, this is hyper critical. Aspirant heroes only go one direction. We can move an aspirant hero to the round table, but we cannot move a round table hero to an aspirant hero slot. This is really important because if there's a hero here that we want to use and we don't have a slot, we are going to have to dismiss one of our heroes of the round table. And effectively, we won't be able to use them again. So keep that in mind. So let's talk about combat. There are various missions. There's side missions. There's main missions in yellow that we can do. We are going to do an actual mission, but I'll post something on specific combat gameplay and recommendations. So hopefully you found this video helpful. This is to give you a flavor of, call it, the adventure map and the game as a whole. There's a lot going on here, and there's a lot more to talk about. So if you have specific questions or want to see specific things, please comment. If you do go on to find this video helpful, please drop a thumbs up. And as always, if you're interested in supporting the channel, please subscribe. Thanks so much for watching, and hope to see you in future videos.